What's up, guys? It's been a while, but we're back with episode 5 of the 1 gold to 10k flipping challenge. This week, we'll hopefully achieve big returns on our flips, and I'll try to get the next episode out faster than the previous ones. For those who are new, the rules on screen as per usual. A lot of you guys have been asking my TSM group strings, and to tell you the truth, I've constantly forgot to reply to some of you guys with them, so I'll just put them in the description down below just to make it a bit easier. Also, this video, I won't be including the gold bar that I had put on top from episode 4, just because after rewatching the video once it was uploaded, I kind of personally didn't like it as much, so instead we'll just do a recap at the end of the episode. Just a reminder, we left off last episode with roughly 700 gold in our bags and about 2.2k worth of listed auctions. So let's go check the mailbox and see what sold. All right, so we're getting to the point where we'll start getting multiple mailboxes since the mailbox can only show 100 items at a time. It seems a lot of our Arcane Tomes and the typical patterns didn't sell. I think the plan for the patterns for the time being is just we'll relist them for the next few weeks and eventually whatever is left over we'll just vendor off. As for our second batch of mail, we actually have 1k worth of sold auctions. That's probably one of our biggest openings yet. It looks like some of the enchanting patterns sold, the tuxedo pattern as well. That one seems to sell pretty quickly with 10 to 20 gold margin on it. And pretty much all of our spell class sold. And we also sold the formula for the superior wizard oil for 46 gold. So that's like 40 gold profit on that one. I think since we're still in Silvermoon, we'll actually pick up one more of the superior wizard oil and we'll probably head back to Org afterwards. Since if we want anyone to craft any items for us, it's just a lot more convenient being in Org. So anyways, I'll go list all of these items back up and then we'll make our way back to Org. Alright guys, so I listed everything, and before I go back, I figured I'm at the auction house, so might as well purchase our items now. Today we're going to pick up some iron ore. Whenever you see big gaps like this in the price, it's typically pretty simple money, so we'll pick these up. Same thing with the wool cloth, it's just 2 singles, but we'll still take them. We'll also buy some thick leather that's currently pretty cheap, and relist it at 35 silver or so. And we'll pick up some mage weave cloth. These should sell relatively quickly as well. Someone in the comments from the previous episode actually suggested to buy some ores and just have someone craft them into bars. And it seems the fel iron ore has a decent margin between the ores and the bars, so we'll pick some up and test it out. Last time we also did pretty well with the light feathers, and today there's a pretty big gap in the prices, so we'll take advantage of it and hope the prices stay up for these. I think people have slowed down on farming Scatus mobs and so on, so we should be fine with these, but we never know. And I'm also going to grab these 9 greater planar essences. It won't be much gold, but I can probably get, I don't know, 50 silver on each of them, so we'll probably make like 5 gold here. Alright guys, so I figured since I was going to go back to Org, I wanted to test a few crafting flips that I've never done in the past. So we bought some mats to create some adamantite weight stones. I know a lot of hunters use these typically for raids, so we'll test those out and we'll also test out the greater rune of warding since the ROI on one craft is actually pretty high for that. And someone also suggested to test out the white remedy cloak. So I bought some mats for that as well, and while we're at it, we'll also get some mats for the Cloak of Arcane Evasion. So with all that, we'll have a bunch of items we'll be able to test out and see what works and what doesn't. Perfect, so we got a crafter for our cloaks and they actually had both recipes. So it was pretty simple, we just gave them 15 gold tip for all 4. So assuming it doesn't take forever to sell these cloaks, we should profit roughly 75 gold on each of them. We also found a blacksmith to craft our other items, so we had them craft us 10 adamantite weight stones, 2 runes of warding, and 2 fel iron rods, as well as 1 adamantite rod, and a bunch of fel iron bars from the ores we got. So I felt the process itself was kind of tedious, so I ended up tipping him 15 gold as well, just because of the effort he was putting in to craft the items. The dude was dual boxing the crafts on his 2 accounts to make it a bit faster. So in any case, I'm pretty sure if we sell just the adamantite rod alone, we should make our money back from the tip, so I'm not too worried. Anyways, enough rambling, I'll go ahead and list everything and show you guys what the auctions look like. Alright guys, so all the auctions are listed and we actually sold a few things already. One of which was the adamantite rod, which made a pretty insane amount on. But in any case, right now we have roughly 1800 gold worth of listed auctions and about 1200 gold in our bags to play with. So I'll leave these be for the day and check back in with you guys later tonight after raid. Okay guys, so I lied. This is actually slightly before the raid, but I kind of scuffed the recording for this one. I saw someone in trade chat selling one stack of Mana Thistle for a total of 210 gold. So I went ahead and grabbed it. I think we can sell them on the auction house for maybe 1 to 2 gold more per each Mana Thistle. So I just wanted to keep you guys in the loop regarding this one. Anyways, we'll check all the sold auctions in a few hours after the raid. For our first batch of mail, we have 79 gold of sold auctions. Nothing crazy, but it's Saturday, so I'm expecting things to pick up in the coming days. Some of the miscellaneous items sold, like linen cloth and greater planar essences and thick leather. We did actually sell a rune of warding, so that's actually pretty nice. I feel like if you could actually craft these yourself, they'd sell pretty well over time. In terms of our second batch of auctions, we got 342 gold, so overall not bad. We're slowly selling our items. Our fell iron bars did sell, so we got around 25 gold from all of them. And I guess I probably forgot to take out all of the mail from the mailbox because I still have some of the items we bought earlier this morning just sitting there. So that's a bit annoying. I could have possibly sold a few of these items already, but hey, what can you do? It's not a big deal. We'll just list them with all of the other auctions that I didn't sell. For tonight, I don't have much time, so we'll just pick up some core stone and call it a night. Just before I go, these are the auctions I'm leaving in overnight. Not much movement in our gold right now. It's a bit slow, but like I said, we'll be patient and I'm sure things will pick up. So I'll catch back with you guys tomorrow morning to see what's sold. Alright guys, for this morning we have 273 gold in our mail for the first batch of auctions. We did sell some of the bigger ticket patterns though, like the large prismatic formula and the white smoke flare as well. And we also sold a quiver. We did get rid of a lot of the Arcane Tomes too, so overall not the biggest haul so far, but I'm happy in terms of which items actually sold today. For our second batch, nothing special, just some planar essences and the core stones I bought last night, but never actually picked up from the mailbox again. So we'll go ahead and list these, and hopefully the prices of adamantite ore isn't too pricey because I've been meaning to test out prospecting roulette, especially since we're coming closer to Tuesday, so I'm kind of thinking prices for gems will pick up soon. So just before we dive into any adamantite ore shenanigans, I did a quick scan and we'll pick up some light leather. They're just super underpriced that it's kind of a no-brainer to pick these up. I'll also pick up this medium leather since there's really a big price gap between 10 to 50 silver. And lastly, we'll buy these Heart of the Wild. Someone put up a few stacks, probably not knowing how much typically these go for. But if I'm patient, I could usually sell these anywhere between 1 to 2 gold on my server. And right now they're being used for the living action potions that some guilds use for Lady Vosh, just to help the melee survive a bit more. So there's still some use out of this material. Okay guys, so not too bad. There's some adamantite ore up here for a pretty standard price for my server, but more importantly, there's quite a bit of stacks of 20s listed. So this is really nice for us since ideally we want to buy up ores in bulk and have someone prospect them all. So we don't have to tip someone like 5 gold just to prospect like 100 ores. That just really wouldn't be cost effective over time. So I'll buy quite a bit of this up and see if we can't find someone willing to prospect them for us. Alright, so it didn't take long at all. I found this guy willing to prospect all 950 ores that we bought. And what I went ahead and did is I asked him to make mercurial adamantite out of the adamantite powder we got from prospecting the ores. And from there, we had someone else make us 22 braided Eternium chains. And then we went ahead and had someone else disenchant the 22 necklaces into large prismatic shards. So it is a pretty big process, but overall the mats cost us roughly 1,350 gold. We did tip 30 gold for the prospecting as well as the mercurial adamantite. We tipped 10 gold to have the necks crafted and 5 gold for the disenchants. So I'd say overall it cost us roughly 1,400 gold. But if we manage to sell all of our gems and our prismatic shards, we'll have made just a little over 2,000 gold. So overall, I think the time investment is definitely worth it if you are a jewel crafter yourself, because you could basically do this whole process yourself, except the disenchant, of course. For me though, it'll hopefully be a nice boost in our gold, but unless the price of adamantite ore stays at a low price, we probably won't repeat this too many times because I kind of prefer simpler flips that are quick to do with little time investments personally. Anyways, I'll have everything listed and show you guys what we're working with. Okay guys, so I listed most of the gems and such. However, I kept some of the gems that either weren't worth it to list, where I might just vendor them, or some of the pricier ones I'll try and wait till tomorrow to post them since we're currently Sunday and the prices are still a little low. But we have 200 gold in our bags and roughly 2.4k of listed auctions. I'll leave this in here for the rest of the day, and hopefully by tomorrow most of it has sold off. Hey guys, so it's the following morning, and unfortunately the first batch of auctions has no sales. It looks like a lot of our cheaper gems haven't sold yet. Some of our prismatics also haven't sold, and also our capes haven't sold at all for the last 2 days now. Maybe the demand for it has just dried up, but we'll see. At worst, it was a small risk for potentially a decent amount of profit. Batch of auctions number 2, we got a whopping 935 gold, so that's a lot better. It looks like some of our gems did actually sell. I guess some sell better than others. We sold our mana thistles we bought a few days ago for about 30 gold profit total. We also sold a few blood garnets off video. Some guy wanted me to COD them to him for 2.5 gold each, so we also got that in the mail. And the rest is just a bunch of miscellaneous items with some of the higher end gems. Alright, and last batch is just a small 128 gold. Again, more of the cheaper gems sold, and also one item to note was the Heart of the Wild. Remember, I bought this for, I don't know, I think I paid like 10 silver each, and we sold them for over a gold each. So that's really, really nice. So let's get these listed, and since the Fel Iron Rods sold so quickly, I think we'll just go ahead and create a bunch of them and slowly sell them off throughout the week. Okay guys, so most of the items are listed. I did a quick scan and there's a few cheaper items we'll pick up. We'll go ahead and grab some silk cloths. Whenever you see items like this that always have demand for and they're at or close to vendor price, it's typically a pretty safe bet. I'll also grab some shadow gems. We haven't had the best of luck with the lower tier gems, but these are cheap enough to try out, so we'll give it a go. I'll also buy some linen cloth. They've always been a pretty quick sell for me anyways. And we'll grab a bunch of fel iron ore like we mentioned previously, and we'll find someone to convert these into fel iron rods in just a few minutes. And lastly, guys, it's Monday, and Felweed and Dreaming Glories are pretty cheap on my server right now. I can expect to sell super mana potions at, I'd say, roughly 2 gold each currently. So I'll buy a bunch of both of these herbs, and we'll find a potion master afterwards and see if we can maybe sell them tomorrow during raid time. Cool, so I found a blacksmith who crafted all of our fel iron rods. We tipped him 10 gold for the craft. And then I went ahead and found a potion master. Unfortunately, he only had time to make 200 potions, so we tipped him 10 gold for them as well. And then we found another potion master by the name of Sky Patrol. Shout out to him. He told me he was a viewer of the series and really enjoyed it, so I really appreciate that. And he took care of the last 150 potions, so I tipped him 10 gold as well. So after everything's said and done, guys, we already have almost 500 gold of sold auctions so far. We also have 2k of listed auctions, roughly 500 gold in our bags, and 350 mana potions in our bags to list for tomorrow. And I also put all the fel iron rods and some other miscellaneous items in our bag just to save us some space for our bags. Alright guys, so this is going to be our last day for this episode. The mailbox opening will be a bit scuffed since I have like no backspace in my bags right now because of all the mana potions. But our first batch of auctions, we have 332 gold. Most of it is coming from the large prismatic shards, and kind of as expected, we have a lot of our patterns that are just coming back in the mail. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and put some mana pots in the bank, and then we'll go ahead and open the last 100 or so auctions. So not too bad, we have 679 gold of sold auctions in this batch. One item I'm really happy about is the Arcane Armor Kit. It kind of took forever to sell, but we picked it up for like 25 gold if I remember correctly. So that's actually a pretty big profit on one item. I definitely wouldn't actively sell it, but it's a nice flip nonetheless. And the rest of the gold is coming from most of the gems, like some Dawn Stones, the Blood Garnets, and we have a few Living Rubies that sold as well. For today, I think we'll try and concentrate our flips on raid consumes and raid-oriented items. So I'll pick up some scrolls of Spirit 5. People have been using these more and more since most guilds don't run a Disc Priest, so the extra spirit from the scroll is nice to have. And I'll also buy some arcane dust at around 1 gold each, and some greater planar essences and lesser planar essences just to resell as greater versions. I think our average cost will be in the low fives, and we can probably sell them for about 6 to 6.5 gold each. I've also been scanning some patterns from time to time, and I think I'll go ahead and take a gamble on this one. The Solid Star of Elune jewel crafting pattern. It's up here for 200 gold, and TSM says it's typically selling on average for close to 400 gold. So I think it's a pretty good find for us. And lastly, I'll pick up some Arcane Tomes. There's a few for under 9 gold each, and last time we flipped these worked out pretty well for us. I think it's a bit hit or miss though, depending on how quickly we get undercut. But I'm thinking since it's Tuesday, some people might need them for their shoulder enchants if they get new gear, so we'll give it a go. So with most of our items listed, we have 1800 gold of listed auctions and 60 gold in our bags. Keep in mind we have a lot of mana potions left in our bank and in our bags as well. So I'll probably come back on later tonight to post some of our mana pots. But anyways, that'll be for the next episode. In terms of gold value, we didn't really move much, but I think with all the items in our inventory, we probably made a decent progress this week. I just wanted to thank everyone who's been watching the series so far and everyone who's left suggestions and positive comments. Really, this series is mainly community driven. A lot of the flips I do is ideas I get from the comments. So if you guys have any ideas at all, don't be shy. And I will most likely be starting a Season of Mastery series in the coming weeks, since there seem to be some decent interest for that. I don't think we'll aim for 10k gold like we are doing now because my fear is that Season of Mastery would die off before I can actually reach that goal. So I'll probably set a lower target, maybe something like 2 to 5k or so to be realistic. But anyways, that's for another day. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.